welcome to Classic Blend 52. This is the 1 year.
1 year, end of year one. This is the end of year one that we're doing. And we got something special for the last show for this season year. We have our first I want to say in-house. Yeah, in-house, in-studio guest.
Yeah, you could say that.
Our first in-studio guest is our buddy Mike. He's going to be joining us for, what are we doing, games?
Yeah, we're going to do games, and yeah, that's about it.
So Mike's going to join us on the games. We're going to kick Kenny out, and Mike and I are going to go head-to-head on GameSquat, and that's it. So it's going to be a good show, the year one end show. Kenny, anything?
Enjoy it.
All right.
All right.
Happy to have it. Happy to be here.
All right, good. You know what? Before we go, Kenny, let me ask you something. While we got Mike here, how do you feel about year one? What did you feel about Retro Squat year one?
It went well.
It went well?
It went well.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We made improvements. We started off small.
Made a lot of improvements.
We added video. We added graphics. We added a person.
You got rid of the pen.
We got rid of the pen.
Yeah.
We'll put the pen back.
We can. That's the easiest thing we can do is put the pen back.
Right.
But
yeah,
I told everyone they had class. So
it's all good.
There we go. Yeah.
There's that one.
Yeah, there's the pen. You're welcome.
Cool. All right. Yeah. No,
Let's
year
do
one.
This.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Let's do it. All right. Let's roll.
Go.
Last episode. All right, we're in MovieSquat. Right, the '80s hasn't ended yet. It's not going to end anytime soon. We're milking it for all it's worth. Shared universe coming right up.
You say it's not going to end anytime soon.
It's never ending. I still have my leg warmers on from at least '87.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything.
It's a little warm. They get a little warm.
Well, it's cold down here. I thought maybe you could have brought me some, but
I know,
whatever,
but at least they get washed when you jump in the pool. You know, you jump in the swimming pool. The chlorine takes care of any of the sweat that builds up.
Kenny, we're doing Movie
From the rest of the
Squat. I'm going to cut you off right there. We're doing Movie Squat. We're taking two
gosh.
movies, randomly chosen. We're going to show them to each other, and then we're going to
yeah.
talk about them. And then what are we going to do? That's right, Kenny. We are going to make a new one based on the properties we have.
Side ditty? You want to get into the side ditties?
Side ditties.
All right. Yeah, so that's totally cool. Chris, tell me something sad.
Oh man, you know what, Kenny? I do have to just say something. I know when you just need to get onto that next thought. You're so funny.
Tell
me
something sad.
I love it, man. You want to hear something sad?
Yeah.
Picture it. The year's 1987. Can you picture 87?
I remember 87.
All right, now picture silver spoons.
Oh gosh.
Little Ricky Schroeder.
The train?
Yeah.
That they'd ride around the bedroom?
All right. Now picture that ending.
Oh, Chris.
Sad, right?
It's
sad. 1987, silver spoons.
I wasn't
ended.
prepared for this.
Neither was I. But
Chris,
I think if you think long and hard, that you could tell me something that didn't end but began in this month of March. He's thinking, folks.
I'm seeing a Bob Euchre.
Okay.
I'm seeing.
Where are we going with this?
Lynn Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere started in the month of March, 1987.
87, you say?
85. Started in 1985. 2 years. Wait, hold on. 2 years before.
Yeah.
So they overlapped. Okay.
Of course they did. Didn't everything overlap?
Everything overlapped.
All right, Movie Squat. So, Kenny, you got a movie you're going to show me. I want to see it.
You want to see it right now?
Yeah, I want to see it now.
So the movie that was assigned to me randomly
by the gods.
Yeah.
Not turning. Under the Volcano. Alrighty. That's a little...
Under the Volcano.
Under the Volcano. I don't even know what that is, but let's see if you knew what mine was. Can you see it?
Roger Moore it looks like the title's Roger Moore.
Well, look down there. Here, I'm going to zoom in for you. There you go.
It's called The Naked Face.
Naked Face. What is what
kind
even
of,
isn't what
kind
even
of like
is
what we
that?
have going on. Well, technically is yours?
No. Mine is not. Neither is yours really. You've got the stuff
a little bit of growth.
On. All right, tell me about the Joe versus the Volcano. What did you have again?
No, this is Under the Volcano.
Sounds dangerous. Sounds warm. It sounds warm. You're not wearing your leg warmers under there. I'll tell you that much.
No, I have both of them on.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
All
right. So here we go. Based on a novel by Malcolm Lowry.
Lowry. I like that name, Lowry.
1947-ish. The book's been rewritten a few times. I don't want to commit to the date. It's weird.
Okay.
Trust me. They've
Under the Volcano.
changed
What
things.
year was this movie?
They said the movie's 1984. It's said to have been unfilmable, kind of like the Lord of the Rings.
What?
Yeah. So it's kind of odd like that. Anyway, Albert Finney stars in this as a consul, a British consul, an ex-British consul.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you meant like a
No, his
like
name is
Atari or
Jeffrey
something.
Furman. His name is. He's drunk all the time. His wife left
like
him
Ace
a
Crawford.
year. His Ace Crawford, yeah,
he was always drunk.
with
remember?
the ghost. Yes. Yeah. His wife left him a year before. She comes back. That year, he hanging out. The 2nd of November, 1938.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I dozed off for a second there. Can you just push it forward, man?
The Day of the Dead, 1938, November 2nd, 1938. His wife comes back after a year of being gone. He's
Gone
an
as in
alcoholic.
dead?
His half-brother comes back with her.
As in dead?
She left him.
Okay.
Now she comes back.
would've been
He's
better if she
consumed
was
with
dead and came
alcohol. Long story short,
Thank you.
he goes to a bar at the end of the movie, or shortly before that. He's given a bunch of letters that she wrote to him throughout the year. He gets in a conflict with the police, local police. They take him outside and they shoot him, and they throw him in a ravine.
Where's a volcano come into this?
There are 2 volcanoes in Mexico in the town of.
Look what I found. I got you to tell me where this takes place.
Yeah, it's in Mexico.
Okay.
And there are 2 volcanoes that are that surround the
They're
town. That are in the
dueling
town. Yeah,
Man, should be
dueling
volcano
volcanoes.
versus
Yeah.
volcano.
Anyway,
v volcano.
Dante's Peak and Volcano, right? There were 2 volcano movies at the time.
That was Volcano v Volcano.
Here's the thing, all right? This movie was released in June 1984.
Right.
All right. Again, Under the Volcano. There was also a movie in September 1983 starring a British consul as well, in Michael Caine, a movie called Beyond the Limit. So they have this kind of weird thing where there's 2 volcano movies that come out at the same time, kind of like Independence Day and the Arrival. Do you remember that? Not Arrival, not the new one.
The Arrival,
the original one with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Charlie Sheen was in that one. So anyway, they have this weird thing where like movies come out at the same time.
Well, like disaster movies, yeah, because
they seem to come out.
They're competing.
But it's just weird that the volcano's in the title of this.
Yeah.
And it was just 2 British consul movies within the same year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Actually, not.
Well, no, the other one's back. All right, let me tell you about the Naked Face.
Not quite a year later.
Listen, I'm going to tell you about Naked Face. You know who Roger Moore is?
Yeah.
Mr. James Bond, 007.
Bond.
This is not a James Bond movie.
Okay.
This is
his name
84.
Face?
No.
Naked Face.
No. You wish. No, his name in this movie is Judd Stevens. Whatever. 84. Also, 1984. This is directed by Brian Forbes, Roger Moore, Elliot Gould, Rod Steiger, and did I write Laura Dern was in this one?
I never told you this was directed by John Huston, and also Jacqueline Bisset was in this.
Bisset. Jacqueline Bisset.
In the trailer, it's specifically said
we don't
Bisset.
go by 80s trailers. They're the worst possible things ever made.
Starring
you think
Bisset.
YouTube videos are bad now? Watch a trailer from 83.
I thought it was Bisset as well, but it's only 1 T at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they said in it, Bisset.
I don't agree with that at all. Anyway,
you got served.
Listen, you got knowledge served. This is also based on a novel. This is a novel by Sidney Sheldon.
All right, I'm bored. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's just call this
Great.
The Naked Volcano.
No. Come on. Let me give you people want to know what this movie's about at least.
Yeah, go.
It's probably going to be called Naked Volcano. But so Chicago psychiatrist Judd Stevens, Roger Moore, is suspected of murdering one of his patients when the man turns up stabbed to death in the middle of the city. After repeated attempts to convince 2 cops of his innocence, Dr. Stevens is forced to go after the real villains himself. He finds himself up against one of the city's most notorious mafia
You're
kingpins.
reading the synopsis.
Done.
Did you not research this?
Done.
All right.
It's a look.
Okay.
I did what you
Murders,
didn't do.
Murders.
All right?
Gotcha.
I did what you didn't do.
Let me tell you.
I went quick. Done.
All right. Jeffrey Furman's done. He's dead.
I don't even know what yours was about. It's done. He's done. It's whatever.
His wife gets trampled by a horse.
Oh, no, see, now that's interesting. Why didn't you mention that in the
I'm
stupid
telling you
synopsis?
Because I didn't.
I want to make a note. This is funny that Roger Moore, like, they couldn't have him just be like an everyman. He had to be like he's a doctor, yet but he's gonna go after himself. He did this between 2 Bond movies. He filmed this movie.
Sure did.
So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, interesting thing about this book.
You see how he just puts whatever I say right down.
There are 12 chapters in this book, And they were
But
talking
they're
about
90 pages long each.
They're talking about like a day. A day is like 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
Like
no, it's not.
A day.
It's 24 hours.
Well, let's say you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you go to sleep at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay.
A day is 12 hours. A year, 12 months. A lot of 12. So this book has 12 chapters. Each of the chapters is told by a different point of view. Like a different character. A different character's inner monologue.
You know this isn't Book Squat, right?
I understand that, but I'm just saying that might be interesting. That's why. That's one of the reasons why they said this is unfilmable.
Was the movie like that?
Was the movie like that?
They filmed Memento.
Yeah, they did. They did. The movie.
They did Memento. They could do that.
The movie is. They say that he did a fantastic job. Albert Finney did a fantastic job playing
and Jacqueline
this
Biscuit.
character. Yeah, she was in there as well.
Jacqueline Biscuit. All right. So he's dead. What's your guy's name? I don't care. He's dead. Doesn't matter. He's dead. His wife's dead. How about his brother?
What about this?
Is his brother dead?
No, his brother's
all right. Roger Moore, Judd Stevens is alive.
His brother is Hugh, his half-brother. Hugh.
It's so dumb. What do you, I don't. How about Stevens? Guess what? He goes on a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
He's going on a vacation. He also has a late wife. Okay. So let's say he meets someone.
I mean, also.
Well, because his wife. That guy's wife's dead, and his wife died also.
That doesn't make any sense. No, his wife is alive.
You said his wife got trampled.
Doesn't mean she's dead.
Really? Again, you didn't tell me this info. Who gets trampled and stays alive?
The thing is, the book was rewritten sometime later, and then she was.
You see, but you keep telling me about this book, but we're not
understand that.
About
but then she was killed when she was trampled by the horse
in the book.
In the original one, she wasn't, or it was left to your imagination.
This is the most confusing movie squad I've ever been involved in.
I don't want to talk about it.
Is she alive or not?
Yeah, yes.
The movie, she's alive.
And in the book, she's supposed to be like. But listen. Also, in the book, you're not sure if she's a figment of his imagination or not. The movie decided she's real.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
You were just dribbling this info out to me.
I understand that. I know that because I get a little wordy sometimes, and I don't want to get a little bit wordy on you. All right, because I know how you feel. You start rubbing your face.
I do. You're right.
And you start yawning.
All the coffee, all the grog in the world can't pick me up for that. How about this? She's alive in that. He goes on vacation, meets her. They get into some shenanigans, and they. How about the mafia? The mafia.
No, I want a horse to trample him and push him into a volcano. The naked volcano. Done.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
All right.
Fine. Movie squad. I'm happy to be done.
It's done.
All right. Done. Stop
That's
talking.
It. Okay.
Stop.
Right. The 80s continue, Chris.
In Tube Squat.
It's happening.
What do we do in the squad of tubes?
What do we do with it? We're taking it. You have something assigned to you randomly. I have something assigned to me randomly.
He means TV shows.
We have no idea. We have no idea what we each have.
I know what you got. I know what I have, but I don't know what you have.
I know what I have. You don't know. You don't know. So
you don't know what I have.
We do this so we can't premeditate the mixture. The concoction.
He said premeditate. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
We do that. That's we keep it fresh. So you see it as we get it, as it's manifested in our minds.
Was fresh a word used in the 90s or 80s?
Verbalized.
That's what I need to know. 90s or 80s? And then what would you say?
Taken orally and visually.
If you're watching, sure. That's okay, anyway. All right. So Kenny, just look what I got. Turn that around for you.
He goes first.
Look what I got. Come on, say words.
Oh gosh, he has Miami Vice.
Damn right, I got Miami Vice. What do you got? Say it. Show it. Different strokes to rule the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to rule the world. Nice, man.
That's pretty good.
I like that. I couldn't remember the beginning of it. I just remember that.
I like your.
All right. Miami Vice. Kenny, what do you want to know about Miami Vice? I'm going to tell you. It's a crime drama that was on... it ran for 84 to 89, 5 seasons. It had 112. Yeah. That's more than I thought anyway.
8 for Diff'rent Strokes.
Whoa, 112 seasons. Episodes, sorry. 112 eps.
But they were hour-long episodes.
They were. This was on NBC. You know what? You got to remember to write down the thing. NBC. I got to write that down for when I do the video. NBC. What can I tell you? You had Don Johnson, who played James Sonny Crockett, and then you had Philip Michael Thomas, who played Rico Tubbs. They were Metro-Dade police detectives, And yeah, dude, they just got it was 48 minutes long, right? So 40, yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy because Diff'rent Strokes was 8 seasons, like I said, 189 episodes, but time-wise, I bet there's more. You want to go and add that up?
Oh,
I mean, I don't need to do the math on that one.
112
I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Yeah, dude.
There's more Miami Vice existing in this world than Diff'rent Strokes.
Well, here's the cool thing about Miami Vice. I don't need to tell you a lot about it.
The cool thing was that the sockless look.
Well, that's what I want to tell you because the series drew heavily on 80s new wave fashion and music.
Yeah, watch the.
Yeah, I'm shaking around. Like a lot of the new wave culture. What was cool about this show is that obviously the fashion, like it became a thing. Like it was the sport, the Armani sport jackets over a t-shirt, things like that.
Teal t-shirt with a white blazer.
Yeah. And like you said, like the loafers with no the rolled up.
It is horrible.
Who rolls up?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
An Armani jacket, like I don't know, whatever. Point
Don
is,
Johnson.
Seriously, what this show was revered for was its use of music, and its visual effects. But here's the cool thing. My thing. Here's the cool thing about the show with the music. All right, it had a huge budget for the music. Like it was like, I want to get this number.
So basically, explosions look like nothing.
No,
like
visual effects are really good though. No.
Okay,
they did really good effects.
If the visual effects took a hit,
I'm trying to find you. They would spend $10,000 or more per episode to buy rights to original recordings. They had the budget was phenomenal. It had like for the time the pop music, rock music, all that stuff, and they had and a lot of those. Like they had like Meatloaf, ZZ Top, Pink Floyd, Peter Gabriel, Tina Turner.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Tell me
Phil
more.
Collins,
Which
Bryan Adams. I don't know. Probably a lot.
I would like to hear the soundtrack.
Wait, dude. And then they would even actually come on and they actually had some of these people come on and be guests and stuff and be part of the show and everything. No, not Pink Floyd. They had so Willie Nelson, Frank Zappa, the Fat Boys. Remember the Fat Boys?
Hell yeah.
Sheena Easton, Gloria Estefan, Gene Simmons was on there. Phil Collins. Oh, they would ride around. They'd ride around at night in their car.
Fat Boys had a movie.
They did. Remember that? Disorderlies.
That's
I love that movie. That was a good movie, man.
I'm sitting here thinking
early
Fatso,
90s,
but I'm like, no, that was Dom DeLuise.
Early movies, yeah. Fatso, yeah. That was
Remember
good
Dom DeLuise?
Dude, I love Disorderlies. That's really funny.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Dude, they'd ride around in the car listening to Phil Collins' "Is in the Air Tonight" as they're cruising around, right? Oh. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
It was a good show for that, you know.
That's good stuff.
All right, tell me about that dynamic strokes. What the hell?
Diff'rent Strokes was a comedy, Chris.
Diff'rent strokes to rule the world. Yes, it does. Cool, I'll just sing while you tell me go. All right, fine, go.
Ran from 78 to 86. It was on NBC from 78 to 85.
Oh, NBC.
85 to 86 was on ABC. So can you deal with that?
Wow.
Switch networks. It jumped networks. Conrad Bain played Philip Drummond, who adopted Arnold Jackson and Willis Jackson, played by Gary Coleman, Todd Bridges. He also had a daughter, Kimberly, and a housekeeper named Edna.
I couldn't remember her name.
Edna Garrett, who went off.
Mrs. Garrett.
Mrs. Garrett. It was Facts of Life was a spin-off. She ended up becoming like a house mother of a house.
Oh, when she left, and then they got the other one.
There were two other housekeepers.
Yeah. Oh, two.
There were two other ones. Yes.
I don't remember the other one. Later, right?
So originally, it was going to be called in its
heyday.
Like when they were developing the series, it was going to be called 45 Minutes from Harlem.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
But it's because they came from Harlem.
Right.
Anyway, their mother used to work for Mr. Drummond, and then she died, and he adopted them.
Right? Yeah.
That's what happened on the show.
Anyway, very altruistic of them.
Yeah, they had a crossover with Silver Spoons.
Yeah.
Right.
They met.
So there you go.
Little Ricky.
Yep. So there was that. They were very special episodes. This was an instance of having that. They dealt with regular family issues that a sitcom would deal with.
But then they also did,
and then they did more in-depth things like murder and high fructose corn syrup. Like they did some serious.
What was like
episodes.
One of the crazy ones was like, I mean, I don't want to bring this down, but it was like molestation or something.
They had
everything.
They had that. They had drugs. They had all kinds of stuff.
They dealt with like race stuff too, right?
Yeah,
they had like prejudice stuff.
It wasn't every episode.
No, of course.
But there were episodes that did deal with things like that.
Look, it was groundbreaking, and I mean, in my memory, like. It was acted really well. Like it was
just a fun show.
I mean, Gary Coleman was like, people like actors like Gary Coleman don't come along very often.
Right.
Like once or twice in a generation, you have people like actors like that, especially young kids.
Well, that was one of the reasons why they actually made the show. Conrad Bain was on a show called Maude.
Right.
Right, and they wanted to make a vehicle for him, but they also wanted to make a vehicle for Gary Coleman, who they saw in commercials. He was in commercials, and this kid has something. And they made this show and put them both in the show, and that's it. So
it was cool. It's a good show.
Just a thing. Alan Thicke composed the theme song.
Did he really?
Yeah. So the song that you love.
Yeah.
Thank Mr. Siva.
Mr. Siva.
For that.
Oh, Alan Thicke.
There you go.
R.I.P. Rip Alan Thicke. Okay, cool.
How are we doing this
so
here?
we've got, all right. How did that show end? Do you remember?
How did it end?
Yeah, what happened with them? What did they do? I don't remember, like, were they teenagers in college? Like, how did it end? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember at all?
Not really sure. Not really sure. Don't know. Doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter, because I was
season 8,
saying,
I'm looking in here.
What if
final episode aired this day, blah, blah, blah.
Because I was saying, like, what if one of the characters, what if Arnold became, a cop?
He didn't become a cop.
Okay, all right, so you don't want to go that route.
I'll tell you what happened in the last episode.
What?
Episode 189, right? The final episode of the show, Arnold finds out several athletes at school are using anabolic steroids.
That was the last. I remember that episode.
He goes undercover to expose the full story. Peter DeLuise plays one of the athletes.
Yeah, he's young dude then.
No, Peter, his son, Dom DeLuise's son.
Yes, I know that.
How about that?
That was Peter. Scroll that down. Peter DeLuise was in. I'm trying to look at his picture, Ken.
Huh. Isn't that crazy? We were just talking about.
He was on 21 Jump Street. That was a dude that was on 21 Jump Street.
Okay.
Pretty sure Peter DeLuise was.
All right, keep going.
He has another brother too.
Anyway, that's the last episode.
Brothers. What if?
It says Gary Coleman and Conrad Bain reprise their roles as Arnold and Philip, respectively, in the series finale episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh my god!
They actually showed up on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I want to watch that. I like The Fresh Prince.
So there's another crossover, not just Silver Spoons.
Why don't we do this then? So he was trying to expose them. Why doesn't he become a reporter?
Okay.
And he goes into, and then he meets, like, let's say he teams up with a Miami-Dade detective.
All right, which one?
Does it have to be them, or can we make a new one? Can it be like Ricky from Silver Spoons or something?
He's in all those cop shows, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
Yeah,
show up in every one of them?
now. He was in 24. He was good in 24, man.
I don't know. What was Don Johnson's name?
In
the show.
Sonny.
Sonny? What you talking about, Sonny? I think that would be great. I think we have a win. That's a win.
Okay.
That's a winning combo.
How about both of them then? You know, just have Rico, Sonny, and
They're going to be
Tubbs. And...
Hold on. They always have just partners, duos, right? They never have trios. We're doing a trio. They can be three. Somebody's riding the back seat on this one.
That's going to be Arnold.
Why are you putting Arnold in the back seat?
Because he's not the cop. He wouldn't be He wouldn't be driving them. He'd be. He's the reporter.
He's the reporter.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be in the front seat. I think he's riding shotgun.
He's riding on Tubbs. He's so little he can ride on Tubbs' lap.
No, Tubby is going to be...
Tubby.
His name isn't Tubby?
That's Tubbs. Actually, his nickname was Rico, but I always knew him as Tubbs.
All right, anyway,
his last name is
he's
Tubbs.
going to say, no, dude, you sit in the front, so that way you can get a front row seat. He's nice to him.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead.
What are we calling this thing? This is Miami Vice. Can we call it... what you talking about? What you talking about, Sonny?
No.
Man. Mm-mm. Vice. Miami Vice.
Miami Strokes.
Miami Strokes.
Different Vice. Different Miami.
I hate combining titles. It's so dumb. Can we just come up with one that's not combining a title?
What you talking about, Sonny? Is that what you want?
Yes! How'd you know? All right, okay.
Miami Vice and Arnold?
How about Sonny, Rico, and Arnold?
Sonny? Wait, I thought his name was Tubbs.
No, it's Sonny is Don Johnson, and the other guy's name is Tubbs is his last name, but they called him Rico. But
Sonny?
I thought his name was Tubbs. Like I always, because I always remembered his name was Tubbs, but I thought that was his nickname, but it's not.
Okay, Sonny, that's his real name?
No, it's James Sonny Crockett and Ricardo Rico Tubbs.
Whoa. His middle name is Sonny?
It's his nickname. It's the air quotes around that.
But what did they call him on the show?
James Crockett's name is Sonny. His nickname is Sonny.
They called him Sonny on the show.
Yes. And they called Tubbs Rico.
How about what you're talking about, son? As a catchphrase.
He just calls him Son, not Sonny.
Sonny, yeah. What are you talking about, son?
I like it. That's fine.
Because it's
I
like
get
son,
to use what are you talking
but
about?
son, you know?
Yeah, sure.
S-O-N
then?
S-U-N. No. That's not the name of the show. The show is called Sonny, Rico, and Arnold. Does Arnold have a code name, though? Because obviously the other two do.
Arnie? Nold?
No, that's fine. Sonny, Rico, and Arnold.
Yeah.
You're getting crazy on me here.
All right, man.
All right.
All right.
Tube squat done?
Tube squat.
We're out.
Done.
I love the 80s, Chris. Do you love the 80s too?
I do love the 80s, Kenny. I love it so much that we've created this toy squat section.
Yeah. So we need to keep well-rounded.
And you hate
next time
and you hate Toon Squat.
It's going to be like Fruit Squat.
Fruit Squat.
And we're going to talk about fruit of the 80s.
Oh my god.
Specifically
cream cheese.
Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom. All right, so
What was?
Oh, they're like, eat cream cheese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love cream cheese though.
I don't like it.
I'll take that. I love cream
Not
cheese.
a fan.
Well, here at Toy Squat, we take two toys, randomly chosen. We talk about them, and then what do?
We smush them together.
We make a brand new toy. Kenny, you usually go first on this, and that is not going to change this episode. So why don't you tell them what you got?
All right. Again, what I show you isn't specifically.
Okay, I got you. It's an overall thing.
Well, no, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Robotics.
Robotix.
Okay.
Robotix.
I'm going to show you this. Now, again, I'm going to show you something, and it's basically the overall conglomerate. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, Matchbox. Okay.
I'm glad you said Matchbox and you didn't go Matchbox cars. It's Matchbox.
It's Matchbox.
I mean, Matchbox is Matchbox
specifically
cars.
the cars, but there were play sets.
Right. It's a brand.
They
Matchbox.
also released, if I'm not mistaken, Voltron back in the day. They were Matchbox Voltron.
Oh yeah. I mean, not the toys itself, but
well, they brought them over from Japan, but they were Matchbox released them in the United States.
All right. So you have what'd you have again?
Robotix.
Robotix. Now, I'm going to tell you something real quick about that. Is that I always wanted Robotix.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
They had the little control deck.
Yeah, I never got
with
one.
the little buttons. You were able to put the pieces together.
Yep. The little mechanisms
and you
motors.
Actually built a robot. Like one button would make the mouth open and close, and then another button would make it close or whatever, right? Yep. And then another one would make it walk.
Yep.
And they'd have these building sets. The building set that I showed as an example was the Series R2000, also known as Argus.
Yeah.
Like you can build Argus, but you can also build other.
It's like the T-Rex.
Other things like a crane.
Thing. Yeah.
They came with a little commander dude. They had the pincers.
Yeah.
Right. The little claws. They had all kinds of cool stuff. I remember playing with this when I was a kid. They also had little miniature sets as well.
Were they modular? Could you combine them to the big sets?
Yeah. You can combine. They'd fit. They'd match up.
Robot, the bipedal one. I remember that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I always. You know what I real quick. You know what I thought. You remember those commercials for Monster Truck and what was his name? The big crane dinosaur thing that they would always put on the commercials for the Monster Truck rallies with Grave Digger and Bigfoot.
Yeah. It was on fire with the eyes.
Yeah, what was that thing called?
Flame? I don't know.
I don't remember it, but I always was like, it always reminded me of like that. Like I always associated with robotics like that thing with like that thing from the Monster Truck rally. Anyway. Hey, why don't we do commercials from the 80s? We should do commercial squad. Anyway. Yeah. All right, so do you want me to tell you a little more about Matchbox?
Well, yeah. I was just saying that there were other sets. There was a small set called the Desert Rover, which was a small little set, but they did all fit together. It actually said it right on the box.
This okay.
So kind of cool.
Well, look, I honestly,
tell me a little bit more about that.
I don't have a lot on Matchbox because Matchbox here's what it is. They called Matchbox because they used to come in little matchboxes, little sizes, right? That's how they used to come. It's a die-cast metal company, so that's what they used to do.
Watch the shaking.
Oh, sorry, man. It originated in 1953. It was brand name of British die-casting company. I'm not going to go to. There's a lot of history and stuff to it, but what we really care about right now is the fact that they created toys and little cars.
But we're not
and stuff,
talking about, like, I'm not going to say Heinz, and we're not going to specifically talk about ketchup. Like if we were talking about condiment, if this was condiment
that's
squad,
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll keep
like,
it
what
broader.
did we get? Did we? But I don't want to say we got Mattel, because now is what Mattel?
Well, here's
what did we get?
that's the
Matchbox.
thing.
Dial it in. What is it? What is it? If it was on our list, chances are they're talking about the cars.
Well, the list was. That's the thing. The list. Well, okay, yeah. You're saying that it could be that.
It would.
On our
It
list
will
was
be
Matchbox.
the Matchbox cars.
But what I decided that I wanted to do for this was, yes, it's going to be Matchbox. We're going to take the die-cast component of it. That's what it's going to be.
Well, that's the thing is.
That's what I want to take.
Right,
That's what I want
but
to take.
Matchbox cars, if we need to take the metal out of the cars and do something else with it, then we do that. But what I'm saying is, you can't just take the company.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
That's like saying ABC. We got ABC for Toon Squat or Tube Squat. ABC, like what?
Well, this company's known for their die-cast.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Things.
So here's things. Desert Rover, right? Easy to assemble, and it actually says compatible with all robotic sets.
Right.
Like that's the thing. I had this one.
Oh,
And it was a little. It had a little wind-up thing. I had the little capsule,
the little dude,
the little thing. The little guy sits in there and stuff. Yeah, it had all that stuff. Kind of cool.
So, okay.
So yeah. So what we're gonna do?
This is almost a little too easy because you got.
All right. Well,
you got this die-cast stuff. You got this robotic stuff.
right.
Which is a construction set.
Yeah.
Now, were those metal pieces? Right? Or was it plastic?
No, they were plastic.
Was it all plastic?
They were plastic pieces. They were actually. Let me see here. Toys.
This is what I want to take. What I like to take from robotics. I'd like to take the. I was gonna say programmable component, but the mechanical component. That's what I want to say.
Right.
I like that mechanical component.
Octagon. The male-female attachment system. Each is in the shape of an octagon.
Not hex. I thought it would be like
they were
maybe like
as an octagon.
A hexagon. Okay.
So if you want to see, this picture here, they were in the shape of an octagon. So that's an octagon, all right.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen one.
Well, 8-sided.
So yes.
Thing.
So there you go.
All right. So like I said, I like to take the mechanical component and I want to make it.
I never even really told you about this.
Oh. Well, go ahead.
All right. Motorized construction sets.
Right.
There were big sets on here. Argus was the R2000. They had Bront, the R something.
Can't read his handwriting.
I know because I wrote Bront again. R Bront. I didn't write R. Then I wrote 11,000 on this one. That's not right. That would be 1,100. And then the Ventrac Tyrannics were the bad dudes. Bront and Argus were the good guys. There was also a cartoon that came out.
Yeah.
The cartoon really had nothing to do with the playsets. There was like a humanoid robot, but it wasn't a humanoid robot in the actual toys.
In the toys,
it was completely
right. Yeah,
different.
yeah.
So there was kind of like a disconnect between the
toys.
Well,
they had to make it more exciting.
Between the toys and the show, because they tried to. They tried to take the characters, make characters out of it.
In name only, then.
Kind of like where you have Ratchet and Ironhide from Transformers, and they didn't look like that.
Right, yeah.
In the toy. They were ridiculous looking.
Yeah.
With the windshield heads. Or the little face on the seat, whatever you want to say. Anyway, there was a comic book, Marvel comic book, February 1986. One issue. One.
I know that. You know how I know that?
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for trash.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's that one. You know how I know that? Because I had that. I had that comic. I had that one comic.
You had one?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I always waited for more. Yeah. And when I was a kid, like I never really knew because I used to rent Nintendo games and get my comics from the same like corner drugstore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Mine didn't have Nintendo games or
and let me rent. I used to be able to rent Nintendo games.
That's the thing is the one drugstore by my house where I used to stop by and get comic books didn't have VHS there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't believe they did.
Now that I think about it, I'm like, what? How did they even have like Nintendo games and like comics?
I think they might have. Because I remember walking into the store, and I remember the rack of comic books, like on the bottom underneath the magazines. They had this section of comic books. And then I had, I think the other side of the store might have had the VHS. Because that's where I used to walk by Life Force all the time. Life Force, the science fiction movie about the vampire lady or whatever like that. And I used to think it was like I couldn't separate it. Like I had Life Force on the NES.
Right.
So I thought it was a movie. I thought there was a movie
game,
or the game was based on the movie or
yeah.
something like that. And I always wanted to see it, and I found out it wasn't because I saw like a preview on HBO, and I was like, "This is Life
This is
Force."
not the game.
Yeah.
Nope.
So,
no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. But yeah.
Odd,
so anyway, okay. So, I mean, we make these sets die-cast metal, and they're too heavy to like do anything.
Well, I know you're hung up on this die-cast thing.
Well, you want the car thing. That I know. That's what you
Not
want
necessarily. I want to build the cars. I want to take it and I want to build the cars. I want to be able to put pieces on the cars, motorized Matchbox cars. To me, that's kind of cool.
Did Matchbox do that?
They might have. I'm not sure.
I feel like they might have.
I don't know if they did.
Who cares? We're doing it with the hexagonal
We're doing it with
system.
this.
The octagon
So what
system.
happens is you can take these parts.
And they're going to be huge, right?
It's going to be a modular car. It's going to be a modular car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice.
Oh my God! Yeah, can we have like
nice
a Mad
car.
Max
So you have
version?
different doors.
We have like a Transformers
Well, that's what they're all like.
Mad Max one.
They're all going to be kind of post-apocalyptic. No, they don't have to be themed.
So just
but the way you
generally
put them
saying,
together,
okay,
it's like a shell of a car.
Yeah.
Almost like the old.
Can you skin them? No, you can
old
buy
RC
skins
cars.
for 'em.
Remember that?
Yes.
We build the RC car
and then you put
like
the skin
little
on it.
skin on it.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to do something like that?
Heck
They're not going
yeah.
to be remote control, but they're going to be motorized, and like
why can't we
the
make
doors
remote
can open.
control?
Let's just say no. Let's just say it's like a living model.
So it's a
where,
okay. Yeah, right.
Where
okay,
you can have it. Oh, look, this button opens the trunk. This one opens up the hood. This one opens up the door.
Yeah,
the
I like
steering
that.
wheel turns,
I
and
like
it turns
that.
the wheels, and you interlock everything.
No, that's really
so you have
cool.
all these pieces.
The shells, can we make them out of metal? Like those are metal shells. You put those little things.
Yeah,
you can snap
like
on
an
them.
aluminum kind of like
Yeah,
little
like
shell.
little-
Like
yeah.
you put the door on, like a
Die-cast.
race car door, or
Yeah,
you
heck
put
yeah.
a
big like
a different
exhaust on
hood.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like that. That'd be cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
It's educational.
I like that. That's the thing is, and now, but today, Robotix has been sold a couple times. The company,
Okay.
right, or the line,
line.
and they're actually like a STEM toy now for kids.
Oh,
Where if you go to
okay.
like a Toys R Us, let's say, you can go to the educational section.
Yeah.
Where they have all the science toys.
You know what?
and
You're
it's
right.
a
I was in
STEM
Toys
toy.
R Us the other day, and my son and I were
Robotix, it's
looking at
there.
that. Yeah.
They're now brightly colored and all different, but that's where it came from.
That's cool.
So which is really neat because
like
you didn't
it.
expect it back in the day to be like, whoa, this toy is teaching us something. So
What do we
don't
call
have
it?
any audio going on that. Just
Well,
to
we
warn
have
you.
audio on here. So
yeah.
what do you want to call this thing? We don't have to use Matchbox. So
Well, I know they're Matchbox cars, Robotix cars, Robotix. I don't know.
I guess do we have to do something with the two names?
They both ended in X.
Matchbotix.
Match. Perfect.
You like it? Okay. Matchbotix. All right. That's all right. That's fine.
That's
with me.
absolutely perfect.
All right.
Matchbotix.
Matchbotix. Okay, cool. Who made Robotix was who made
Milton
that?
Bradley.
Milton, really?
Yep. Milton Bradley from 84 to 86. And then it says here
Bradley Ellie
during the 1990s and early 2000s, Robotix toys were sold by RC2 Corporation under its Learning Curve brand.
Oh, okay.
Learning Curve changed the colors of the original Matchbox toys from mostly black and white to bright colors, introduced new parts, and expanded the range of playsets. As of 2014, Robotix toys are sold by Robotix and Things, which also offers STEM
And
enrichment
Things.
programs for children.
Cool. All right, look. I think we did it. I think we got a good toy.
That was a good toy.
Man, I like. You know what?
That was
We
a really
actually
good
come
one.
up with pretty good toys.
The toys are actually really cool.
Listen. This is the third time tonight. One on camera. I'm saying that you were right. It's unprecedented. I'm saying Kenny was right. Okay, the third time in one night. Okay. Anyway, another successful Toy Squat.
That's it. Good.
Mike, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Welcome to the show and welcome to GameSquat. So, Mike, our first in-studio guest is we're going to do GameSquat together, where we get two games randomly chosen for each of us, and we're going to talk about them, and then we're going to make a brand new game. something like Kenny likes to say that we've never had before. Or maybe we have. I don't know. But we like games usually. All right, so I go first, right? Usually. All right, so Mike, I'm going to show my game. Read it out loud.
Air-Sea Battle game program, 27 video games. Anti-aircraft, torpedo, Polaris, shooting gallery, bomber, Polaris versus
Can we have to
bomber.
read the whole thing?
Wow.
2600 this was for. Yeah. What do you got? Show me what you got before we get into any of these shenanigans.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong for the 2600. Woo! Nelly.
Which there's a whole interesting story about this game.
Well, I'm waiting. You hold on to that thought. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. This is a little bit interesting. That's probably going to be more interesting. But we're 2600 pals tonight. That's what we're doing. So pretty good, interesting stuff. All right. So air and sea battle. All right. Now you played 2600.
Yeah.
Do you remember this game? Air-Sea Battle?
You know what? I think I did. I played the Polaris one where you actually got to shoot down the bombers or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So this one, all right, this had two names. This was Air-Sea Battle on the original Atari, and then Sears had its own version. First of all, this was 77. Like I said, Atari Inc. was the creator, developer, publisher. This was also known as Target Fun on the Sears telegames system, which is so Target Fun was a pack-in with it, right? So Sears Telegame, real briefly, was just an Atari 2600 that was branded for Sears. Sears had its own little arcade game system, which was the 2600 that they called Telegames. That was their whole thing. So, but yeah, so they called it Target Fun. Kenny, you said you had or a friend had. Yeah. You had Target Fun.
I had Air-Sea Battle.
You had Air-Sea Battle for the original 2600, and then his friend had like Target Fun. So I don't remember Target Fun. I remember Air-Sea Battle. This is one of the first games they made. Very briefly, what this is it's a shooting gallery. It's a stationary shooter, right? So you it had 6 game types. Which I'll tell you about in a second, but there were variants. There was 3 different variants for the game. So you had the standard game, then you had the second variant was a guided missiles, where you could move the missiles around instead of the player, and then you had like player versus the computer. So it was like one player versus the computer, in which I think that the computer just shot just kept shooting at you, and you had to like dodge it or whatever. Basically, you just had to shoot targets. Your targets included enemy planes or ships, or gallery targets, or you could shoot each other if you were the player, and then you had 90. If there was the timer ran, it was 2 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes per match. 2 minutes per match, or whoever got to 99 first, score or whatever. And just so we know, there was anti-aircraft games, torpedo games, shooting gallery, Polaris, bomber, or Polaris versus bomber games. Those are the 6, types of games. That's basically it, man. It's 2600. You know how it is. It's just a shooting deal. So now tell me about the Mr. Kong over there.
Well, this version of Donkey Kong has a very interesting story. Very long and very boring, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit better.
Okay.
All right, so Donkey Kong, this game actually came out in 81.
81, okay, yeah.
But there's a whole story about this, how this game came to be on such an old system at the time, an Atari 2600.
Because it was arcade, wasn't it?
It was arcade.
Yeah,
and Atari actually had the 5200, and it was, up to par with like the arcade graphics almost.
Yeah.
However, what happened was back in the day, my question was, why are the graphics so bad in this game? I couldn't understand. It's like, hey, it's 81, and this game actually came out in 83. Why are the graphics so bad compared to
you
the
think
arcade?
Because later on things get better, right? Yeah.
All right. So what happened was Nintendo granted exclusive rights to a company called Coleco Industries Incorporated. It was a U.S.-based company.
Yeah.
So what happened was Donkey Kong came out. All of a sudden the U.S. was like, "Holy crap, we want this game. Let's get over there." So the bidding war was between Atari, French-based company, and also Coleco.
Yeah.
How do you say the company name?
How was it spelled?
Coleco.
Oh, Coleco. Oh,
Coleco.
Okay.
Calico?
Is it?
Calico?
I was going to say, is it Calico? Yeah. You don't have to whisper. You can just yell it out. Yeah.
You can't read, Mike. Why are you going to fly?
That's what I was like, wasn't it Calico? But I'm like, okay, it could be. Yeah. Oh, my God. Connecticut Leather Company. All right.
Yeah.
You happy? He gets me to that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. All right, so cool.
Anyway, what happened was, Nintendo gave Calico exclusive console and tabletop rights for this game.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was Atari was like, oh, great. So what they did is Coleco actually came out with something called the Coleco Vision.
Right.
And the graphics for that console was actually on par with the arcade game. It was beautiful. Actually, I'll show you a picture. It was like this. I don't know if I should,
Right, yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's how Coleco actually had their console look. However, 6 months later, Nintendo wasn't making enough money, so like, hey, give us more money. So like, okay, we're going to port this out to an older system of ours. It was the Coleco Intellivision.
Right, yeah.
And also the Atari 2600. So even though Atari was like, hey, we've got the 5200 here, we can handle the graphics, it was going to be too much competition for them. They're going to lose out on their profits.
Yeah.
So they're like...
So they port it back to the
old system. Yeah. So it's like, you've got a PlayStation 4 game, right? Yeah. And, PlayStation owns the rights for Donkey Kong, but they're going to port it to PlayStation 3, and they're going to port it to an Xbox One, the original one, which the graphics are just horrible. It's like, no, but,
But what's interesting about that is because Atari, which is, Ken and I were talking about this off camera earlier tonight, is that the 2600 stopped production in 92. Yeah, right, Kenny? You said 92? Yeah. So that's like a long cycle. So it doesn't it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, that system was still in production and they were still selling them,
Yeah, but they could have optimized it at least for...
Well, that's just... to go backwards and not... Yeah, that's weird.
But. Yeah, but you understand from a business sense what they're trying to do. It's like, hey, we want more money and not from our competitor, because these guys were, neck and neck with everything, essentially, from what I was reading. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's about it.
That's pretty crazy, though. That's very interesting. Now, we've had a bunch of Donkey Kong stuff on here, but not necessarily. I don't think we've had the game, at least not for 2600.
Well, this is just the background information. The game itself, there's a whole bunch of stuff, kids, on YouTube, and there's lots of conspiracy theories. And it's like, wow, you look at the facts, you're like, wow, that's weird. You read an article here, you're like, oh my god, I can't even.
Like for what though? Like as far as like for the.
All right, so about the girl, the lady. She was called Pauline.
Pauline. I was going to say Penelope. It's Pauline.
This is a whole. How much time do we have? I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible.
Just give us a quick little...
Okay, so pretty much Mario is like the ringleader for this one circus.
Yeah.
And Donkey Kong is an abused, gorilla.
Yeah.
And he abuses him all the time. So what happens is the gorilla escapes and takes also his...
girlfriend.
Or abused wife, whatever, with him. So you're actually playing a villain through Donkey Kong. Right. Well, because the original thing is they actually identify Mario as the ringleader. It's like, oh, this is Mario or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's, he is always beating Donkey Kong or whatever. And I'm like, whoa. And then that's a theme too. Then you actually have Donkey Kong as a character in the Super Mario games. And then also you've got Mario, and it's like, whoa, there's a lot of stuff here. So
they did, Kenny, what are you doing over there?
I mean, for me personally, that was a little interesting. Like, you're doing the research and like, whoa, Mario's not a good guy. And then also it goes down the rabbit hole of, you look at the Mario games and how he treats his brother Luigi, and it's like, wow, this is all in the same universe, and Mario may not be a good guy.
What is that? No, Kenny, come on, man. Just stop doing that, man. If you hear popping in the background, it's because Kenny's playing darts. When he should be over here enjoying our conversation.
He should be, and you can actually see him right now. He's got his hand up like this, and he's like, doing that number.
I was going to stop until I got a bullseye, and I just got a bullseye.
All right, now sit down. Come on. Anyway, all right, so, no, that was cool. That's crazy. I didn't know about, like, that whole...
Mario...
I vaguely knew that, like the whole ringleader thing that, but the fact that if you think about like him being a villain the whole time, I always thought, you think, because when you're growing up, you think, okay, so Donkey Kong's a pretty simple game. If you don't know Donkey Kong, you're playing Mario and you have to climb up ladders and jump over barrels to get to Donkey Kong, to get to the top of the level, right? To save the girl.
Yeah, simple platformer.
Right. So you think that he's the hero trying to save the girl, but then as I was growing up, I did hear like, oh, well, Donkey Kong's actually like protecting the girl or whatever,
Yeah, so. He's trying to keep him away from her. So.
All right, so So no, very cool. That was definitely some cool history and stuff. So we need to. All right. So we're gonna combine these two.
Yeah, make a new game. And
okay. So right. So what we're gonna do? Let's see. So you have a stationary gallery shooter, and you have Donkey Kong.
I don't think we should make it Donkey Kong. I think it should be a stationary shooter, but you do Polaris, but you have to shoot at Mario. That'd be a nice little reversal.
Oh, you know what? Okay.
Actually, we're making a new game right here.
So
let's do it right. That's
that.
actually
let's stick with Mario being the bad dude.
Yeah, because he is.
Oh yeah, all right. Oh, I like that. I definitely like that. Interesting. Okay. Can we do a twist on the back and forth though? You know what I mean, of the movement of the boat. Is it a boat?
Yeah, let's do a boat.
We're gonna do a boat.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of like Breakout too. Like from Mario Pinball, where you had those little breakout sections. Why don't you want to? Oh, we should add something. We should add something. So all right, so this is gonna be for the Atari, right? So it's gonna be those graphics, right? What if we? What if we did something where? Because breakout's where the ball bounces around. What if your bullets bounced around? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to like bounce him around to hit Mario,
right?
And then knock him off, and then actually rescue Pauline. And you play as Donkey Kong though.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What if it's Donkey Kong holding like a gun, like a not a gun, but like a how about a barrel that shoots? Right? Why not?
No, actually,
it's got a cannon coming out of it.
Better yet. All right, so Donkey Kong in pretty much all the versions that I played as a kid growing up, he always throws these barrels.
Right.
Make them with gunpowder.
Lights it, throws it, boom, and then. Oh, I like
bounce
that.
It around,
and it can bounce. So does it spin? Does it bloop, 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 and then it'll bounce off the wall? Bloop, 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 bloop. You know what I mean?
But very limited, like 2600 graphics. So,
well, yeah. But they can spin. They can.
We can do like pixel.
Yeah, of course.
You're good.
I mean, they rolled, right? They looked like they were rolling. So we do the same type of thing. Mario, does he move? Can he dodge them? Or is he stationary? No, he won't be stationary. I'm thinking almost like Space Invaders now, too.
Yeah, he moves, but he also has little minions. So those could be the blocks, so you have to like...
What are his minions?
Luigi? Little Luigi clones?
What did Mario look like again?
On the 2600, he looks like that.
2600. Yeah, just like a pot-bellied guy.
But if you let Atari actually handle a game, they're definitely optimize it for the 2600, not Coleco. So it'd probably look a lot better. It'd probably look like...
Let's make it the better version of it.
Which I think is
I like the better version. Yeah, like that. Exactly.
Yeah, this is probably like 2600 being optimized right here.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone can see this.
Yeah, you could throw it
So this is what happens if Atari actually were to optimize the game for the Atari 2600. So...
Okay. All right, so I like that. Let Mario move around randomly. Let it just be a random algorithm where he just moves around randomly.
Should be similar to
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like that, man. I like that. And those explode. And you could throw out little Luigis or something. I was gonna say Goombas, but he wouldn't be in control of Goombas. That was cool.
Yeah, there's another theory.
Yeah.
Going down this rabbit hole, there's a whole theory about how actually the Bowser's actually the good guy and Mario is still bad. I'm like, wow, there goes my childhood.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but that's too much. Like the people get a little crazy because they simplified that and made it more. He's the hero. Obviously, I keep hitting my pop filter, and I don't know. I like that though. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Any other things we can throw in that? I like it a lot. So, what are these levels? Are they just going to be like? Are they tougher and tougher? So we add obstacles, walls that have to be broken to get to Mario or something like that.
Yeah. So probably like the second or third level, just have them like in the 2600. You actually had like little flame sprites are almost
right. Yeah.
So actually now you have Mario do that too.
Okay.
So
okay.
He'll throw it back, then explodes as he throws it back, and then you've got like this little flame sprite coming back to you.
Okay. I like that. And there's walls that you have to break through to get to him, or get past through. Like you could bounce it through the little gap.
Yeah, you got to knock out Mario. I mean, you got to knock out Luigi.
This. That's a good one. What the hell do we call it now? So it was Donkey Kong and what do I call it? Air-Sea Battle. Oh,
Mario Battle.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mario Battle. Is that too close to like Super Smash Brothers or something? No, I don't think so. I think that's good. Mario Battle, featuring Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
we haven't had a featuring in a while. We should say, you want to say featuring Donkey Kong?
Yeah, featuring Donkey Kong.
Mario Battle featuring DK. No, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is good, yeah.
Donkey Kong.
What do we got? Is anyone out there want to throw a little wrench in there? I think that's good, right?
Yeah.
So we got Mario Battle featuring Donkey Kong. Nah, dude, that was great, man. Nice. All right. Good. GameSquat done. All right, Mike. So it's the end of the show, man.
Yeah, I know.
And for the end of the show, we like to do a little recap. So you wanna take over Ken's position and recap with me?
All right. So
tell me what you look at what would you choose? What is your favorite? Normally we pick the game.
I'm a little bit biased because the first one for me was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because the story that Ken had, it was a little bit dull, but I mean, I like the title.
The movie? You liked it? Yeah, the Naked Volcano.
Yeah.
That was rough, man. I'll tell you, that was a rough one for me.
But I like that one, though.
You know what? Honestly, I think the way it ended was what we came up. I like that actual story, like what we came up with. And then, what did we call the other one? Oh, I didn't write it down. Sonny.
The Naked Face.
Sonny. No, not that one. So the TV show. What do we call the TV show again?
Sonny, Rico, and
Arnold.
Yeah, and Arnold. That was about it.
I like the concept on that one. That's not bad. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I really like the game. For me, it's honestly a toss-up between the game and the toy. I don't know. What do you think of the toy?
Matchbotix.
Matchbotix.
Yeah, Matchbotix. That was pretty...
It's good though. I like that. See, it's
a STEM toy, and you've got kids, so it's like, well,
that's true. See, I like that, but I also like the game. I think, I'm gonna give it to the game. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you in the last episode of the year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with I don't know. It's a toy.
A toy. Yeah.
It's a
All
toy.
Right.
It's like
it's
a model that you can customize. Essentially,
I know it's good, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a successful
so
Toy Squat. That one, I tell you. Yeah. Well, all right. So. All right, man, that's fine. Listen, man, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
You have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's
easiest way is to type in the name of the channel, because right now you don't have a YouTube / channel name. You have all that garbage.
Yeah.
So, what's the name of the channel?
It's a weird name. It's called Bis Jaffa Kin Gaming. It's a
Spell it out.
Okay, Bis BISS Jaffa JAFFA. And Kin, Kin. It's an old character name I had from Knights of the Old Republic.
Nice.
So I've always used it, and it's like, I might as well throw up a YouTube channel. So
yep, that works. And so what kind of content you got on there right now?
Pretty much it's game analysis. So take that boring degree that I had and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just do like an intelligence analysis on a video game. So I actually talk about the game publisher, what's their motivation for actually making the game, and I'll actually do after that. Do something called an episode 0 where I actually go over like, here's the story, how they made the game.
Yeah.
Then I do the gameplay episodes like 1 through 9, and then I've got something called episode plus, which is incomplete story. And then after that, I go into like, what do I think about the game? And it's like, all right, should you buy it? Should you not buy it? Is it worth your time or whatever? So
yeah, that's
filled
awesome.
with spoilers, but
Well, at that point, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you're watching gameplay, so it's like, I want to know the whole story. So
that's it. All right, cool, man. So definitely get over there. And again, Mike, I want to thank you. And you guys can hit, retrosquat.com for all your retro squat needs. And Kenny, want to add anything? Year 1, end of the show. Say something.
Yeah, it's the last year, guys.
Say something.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We got year 2 is our next episode. It's episode 53, but still, it's going to be beginning of year 2 for us. So that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. And also thanks for watching. And we'll see you for the new year.
Yeah, year 2, guys.
All right. Peace.